All right, from the financial sector, we'll go to the most important part because we have to eat. It's planting season in Nigeria. Of course, we've seen the weather. Yesterday we did talk about how the price of some crops are increasing at this time because it's planting season. How can we ensure that we have all season crop availability in the country? Above that, what about the quality of seedlings and equipment for the farming? Well, let's discuss this with a farmer who doesn't look like a farmer this morning, the managing director of Banjoko Motoday Farms, Mr. Tunde Banjoko. He's a farmer, but he doesn't look like a farmer, but trust me, he's a farmer. Mr. Banjoko, good to see you in the studio. Good morning.
A farmer is not looking bad this morning.
Yeah, I see that. I guess you have all the tractor and all the equipment, so you don't need to soil your hands, you know, in the process of farming.
It's a mix. We still do both. We have some location where we do strictly mechanized. Even in the mechanized, you still have to mix it with...
Why?
No, there are some menial jobs people can still quickly do.
With your hands?
Yes, with the hands on the farm. So no matter how mechanized you are, human beings still have to work.
Okay, I know in Kenya...
some maintenance work.
In Kenya, for instance, the tea farmers are preaching against or are asking for reduction of mechanized farming. Okay. Because it's taking the jobs away. But I know we are in Nigeria, we're far away from that.
No, people have to also do a bit of upskill, and it doesn't have to do it, formal education. For example, I remember on one of our projects, we took this motorized sprayer to the farm, and then we taught them how to use it. And some of them embraced it and even wanted to buy for themselves. So simple equipment, and even now we have some mini tractors and handheld tractors that people can use, and you don't have to be educated.
Are they made in Nigeria, though?
Some are assembled in Kaduna, but not, I won't say made. Made in Kaduna. Coupled. I think, thank you for that word. Coupled in Kaduna, and they are trying to distribute because they are easier to use and also cheaper.
All right, so now it's planting season in the country. So unfortunately, we should expect that, it's a norm. At a time like this in Nigeria, we see some crops are more expensive now because it's planting season. We have not been able to go over that seasonal thingy, unfortunately, because I think we don't. Facilities or infrastructure for storage and processing is still a big deal in the country. Mangoes are very available now. I was telling someone yesterday, can we just juice these mangoes and keep them for the next couple of months? Because very soon we'll be looking for mangoes that we will not see. But it seems it's not an area that is popular in the country.
It is. Let me pick from where you stopped. And I'll also use that mango as an example. People are also doing some processing, drying mango, even in this Lagos state now. At least I have a friend, I'm sure she's watching me, that she dries mango so that when you have it in season like this, she mops up from the market as much as she can mop up within her financial means and dries them. So that what she then does is, when you need the mango, you just take it like snacks. And you have it, she does mangoes, pineapple, and some stuff like that, banana, and even pepper soup. Yes, so she freeze dries them, and then you can have it. But there's a limit to what she can mop. Fortunately, we're even talking some days back, she's in band A. And some of them are even saying they will have to probably relocate, stop, because at 77, they were struggling. They were not meeting their numbers. Now with the increase in electricity tariff. What I'm buttressing is people can mop up when we have excess in the market so that during the time of scarcity, we can have them. But they need the funding, the expansion. I'm sure sometimes like we were talking together, she needs fund because all she could mop is whatever little equipment. Our office is not even far from you. Whatever equipment can accommodate. But she was looking for funding to get bigger equipment. You know, the more equipment she has, factories, there'll be employment, then she can mop up as much. So we need to look in that direction of, people want to scale. So what we are saying, people have started mopping up. A lady called me 2 days ago from the US that, Mr. Banjoko, I'm relocating next year back from the US to Nigeria. I was excited. I said, but this is what I want to do, exactly mango. But
Mango is very interesting at this time. So, you know, for me, it's an irony. Yesterday, I attended that event by CIB and Chester Institute of Bankers. And the president there was saying the issue is not funding for small businesses, it's more of building their structure and all of that. I guess the structure will also inform the banks if they can give funding or not. But, you know, in this same Nigeria, we do know that there are very rich guys who sometimes are looking for areas to invest. And then we do have businesses such as your friend you have just mentioned. How do we merge them together? Or is it to win the trust
of the investors?
Perhaps that is where the problem is.
Okay, let me use that same friend as an example. She's a chartered accountant. So when it comes to number, she rose to a level in her career. I won't mention where she left in the finance industry. So when it comes to numbers, she has it covered. But I think one area with investors is when you talk of agriculture, the example we are using now, the mango freeze drying and all that. Okay, you want to talk about, okay, can I raise 200 million, 300 million to get my equipment because they are going into infrastructure? I'll get my equipment, do this, do that. Can you wait for 4 or 5 years before we start talking of return? That's one. Not many of them are willing to wait that long. Secondly, not many of them are willing to say, okay, we probably can promise you 15% on your investment, 12% on your investment. They are looking out for, can I get 30? Can I get 40? Can I get 60? I'm telling you. So that's where the bridge is, and that's where the government only can play in terms of the duration and the tenor. Most investors are not, they are in for the money. We get calls every day, but they are always in for the money, not for the passion of, can we resolve some of these issues? We are coming from the perspective of, okay, these are issues. These are places where we should have comparative advantage. What can we do to mop up and revise this situation? But most of the investors, I'm sorry to say, are not looking in that direction. They are looking at it purely as business.
Well, you won't really blame them. I mean, if I have money, I want to multiply my money. But I think that's where, like, Bank of Agriculture.
There's a CSR aspect of it.
Well,
which, you know, they say in Maslow hierarchy of needs, you get to a level in life, you want to give back. I have somebody I was consulting for recently, and they said, this money today, we are setting it aside, not to make profit, we just want to give back. So we need people thinking in that direction. If God has blessed you, some people can lose 200 million and nothing, they won't blink an eye. They can lose $1 billion and they won't blink an eye. So
we have cases of 80 billion going on now with ex-governors. So 200 million is actually nothing
to some people. You know, I was talking to a lawyer friend some weeks back. Somebody just died, had 700 million in the Nigerian bank, and they can't access it. The money is gone.
To the banks.
I won't mention. You know, it's gone just about a week ago.
But we also have Bank of Agriculture. I think this is.
Okay, let me speak for them and help them this morning.
I don't know about that because, I mean, how many interventions have we had from the Bank of Agriculture?
Because the MD being a friend, they've been looking, I mean, in the Nigerian budget, they've been talking about recapitalizing the Bank of Agri for about 3-4 years, but that bank has not been recapitalized. So, you know, the last time I was with the MD in Abuja, he told me his own constraint. So now I go to the bank, they can't give me more than ₦1 million, above ₦1 million without being collateralized. So you now ask yourself, how many farmers? So I want to take 1.5 million from you, and they don't take movable assets. I have to give them a fixed asset, a landed property in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt. So I want to take 2 million from you. I'll give you my collateral. I won't do that.
So thank God you said the MD is your friend, because I've been trying to get Bank of Agriculture. You just put yourself in a tight corner. We're inviting the MD of the Bank of Agriculture. Please tell your friend that we want to talk to him on the program. And we want to find out, let him come and tell us, because what we're seeing is farmers do need help. We've heard a lot about Bank of Industry and what they're doing, but we do not hear a lot about what Bank of Agriculture is doing.
As of last year, they wanted to also go digitalized, because now a lot of their processes are still paperwork. And the generation of farmers we have now are not interested in filling. I want to do this, come to the bank. They still use cash book in Bank of Agric. So in this day and age, so I think their restraint is the fact that they are not getting the right funding and capitalization that they need. So probably the present Minister of Agric will prioritize them, because if we get it right with Bank of Agric, I'm one of those who believe we'll start seeing some changes in their
Yeah, because I
space.
mean, if just being practical,
they do 9%.
Yeah,
Unlike going to a
Bank of
commercial
Industry also.
where you are talking of 40%, 38%. How many of us can go there? And you now go to the smaller banks, the microfinance, 48%.
Yeah, that's worse.
So it's worse, but at times farmers are pushed to the wall to take it.
And agriculture is sensitive because you cannot fast track the process. You have to wait.
You have to, because for example, last year a lot of poultry farmers shut down. Feeds was just going up.
Yeah, poultry
price was going up, and so Bank of Agric, I guess, maybe I'll speak to the MD, will probably make a attempt.
Well, we're inviting you, Managing Director of the Bank of Agriculture, inviting you to Business Morning. I think there are some questions. Perhaps you help us clarify, because we are saying that the Bank of Agriculture is not making as much impact as it should. We have reasons. Well,
no, I'm sure
Mr. Banjoko says he's your friend, so it's great
I'm
to
sure
meet you.
He will make a time. Either probably we'll go to Abuja studio and speak from there.
Okay, we'll be expecting that. So thank you so much, Mr. Banjoko, for your time. We wish you the best this planting season, because this will determine your harvest.
Yeah.
And we hope the weather favors you. I know you were so happy when it rained. Was it 2 days ago?
Yes, yesterday.
It was a prayer answered.
It was a prayer answered.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
yes.
You.